Hello everyone, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Is the screen visible? Yes. Are you able to see the screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Sir.
So we were discussing regarding document level style sheets, inline style sheets, and then the external style sheets. Very important again, both from theory point of view and also from the practical point of view. So before proceeding, I want you to understand this very comprehensively. So what I'll do is I'll just have a demo of this once again. Just have a look at this in case if somebody has had any doubts, you can just get it clear with this, right? So what we're supposed to do is just have a look at this. So have for any paragraph, either it is a paragraph or the header tag, you can have the style sheets. So how do you apply the style sheets? There are three types. One is the inline style sheet. So what you're supposed to do, there only, as the name itself suggests, there only you can give the style specifications. So you can specify the name of the property as well as its value. Want a second property, then you can specify the second property by separating it from the previous property with the given value. Now suppose let's say font size. Now like this, there are lots of attributes. I'll give you a list of attributes. Let's specify this. So this is how you specify this and then run this. You'll get this is CSS 10. Fine. So this is the inline. Now, suppose if you want to have a document level style sheet, what is the specification for that? Inside the head tag, you're supposed to give the document level style specification. So what is the tag that we are supposed to use? The style tag. Use the style tag and then have this particular specification here only. Now, as we can see, now we are supposed to specify the name of the header, or what do we call it as per the syntax? We call this as the style specification syntax, and this will be the selector. Paragraph will become the selector. Then you can have the selector, then specify with your specifications. Now, what you're supposed to do, the same specifications you can give over here. Color, red, semicolon, and then you can give font size, specify the font size, same as what we did there. With the font size, you can specify. Okay, so here you can specify what is the size. Now we'll remove the style specifications from here. Remove the style specifications. This the same specifications we have given, but we are given it at document level with the style as the tag. To run this, the output will be same as the previous one. We have given color as red instead of blue. That is the difference. Now, how do you change this to the external level style sheet? You need to create a external level style sheet. So here you need just specify the selector and then the tags. Now we can say color colon red, then font size as 60. So here and then I'm adding the closing bracket at the end, opening bracket at the end, because the notepad takes it like that. Now here you can see we need to save this. In what format we are supposed to save this? In the CSS format. That is let's see the cascading style sheet file format. Now I'll let us name this as say one we already have created. Just say this CSS. Yeah, in this particular case, let me name this as my CSS. I'll say CSS 2 dot CSS. No need to give CSS as next. This one because it automatically takes. So it is saved as 2 dot CSS. Now that is to be linked over here. So what we'll do, we'll remove the style attribute inside the head tag. We need to add a link. The link tag is supposed to have 3 attributes. One is REL. Now the property name is REL. You're supposed to specify style sheet as the value to this. Then type is equal to this will be text slash CSS. Then finally, we need to specify the name of the CSS file which we have created. Now our CSS file is 2.css. Okay. Now what I'll do is, for the time being, just to understand how this works, I'll give a wrong file name tw and run this. Since tw file does not exist, it will not have any effect. You can see here just only this is CSS demo is printed. The text is printed as it is. This text is printed as it is. We are not applying anything because the file is not linked. So specify the correct file name and then link this. So link this, you can see now this particular effect takes place. Understood this? Any doubts here? 3 types of style sheets. Inline style sheet. This is the property is to be given as the single line. Then attribute we use style attribute. We use style as the attribute to give property and respective values. Then you have got document level style sheets. We use style as a tag, and which is used inside the head tag. And this is how we specify the tags. And then finally, we have got the cascading style sheets, external style level style sheet. We use the link attribute in the head tag, style sheet, type text slash CSS, and then HREL, whatever the name of the file. As you can see here, if the file does not exist in the same location or in the same folder as your HTML file, then you need to give the complete address of the CSS file. Understood? Any doubts there?
No, sir.
Shall I proceed?
Yes, sir.
Next one again, one of the important topics. Definitely, this will be asked in the theory examinations as well as in the practical examinations. By the way, your internals are scheduled for next Monday, that is 5th of July. We'll share the information either. I'll just share the timetable today, and by Thursday or Friday, I'll share the links, timetable along with the respective links of Google Form, just like what you had last semester. Online Google Form based examination will be there. So I'll just share the timetable immediately, and the links will be shared either on Friday or on Saturday. Okay. The next one is the selector forms. Now there are different kinds of selectors that we can use. Mainly 5 types. As you can see, simple, class, generic, ID, and universal selectors. They are all dealing with the kind of selectors. How do we use it? What we'll do is we'll revert back to our document level CSS. Okay. Yeah, you can see one example we already have regarding our document level CSS. Just have a look at this. Then timing will remove this. HTML, opening and closing HTML tag. You can see that opening and closing HTML tag. Then you have got a head tag. Inside that, you have got a style tag. Then 3 style specifications we have given. One for the header, one for the paragraph, and one for the code. What we'll do is, I main will remove the style specification for the body, and then this itself is a simple selector. Now, how do you differentiate a simple selector? If you are using H1, you are using P1, and then for H1 you are specifying the specifications. For paragraph, you are specifying the specifications. So that becomes what? The selector. This becomes you if you have a selector and then the style specifications of say property and values, then it becomes a simple selector. That itself is called as the simple selector. First one, the simple selector. Now you can see you have got a selector and then the respective properties. Multiple selectors and then the respective properties. So here, as you can see. So if you want, so let us have another heading. Make it as H2. H2. Now here what we can do is H1 comma H2. If you want both the heading, both the headers have the same effect, then you can specify with this. Now you can see this heading and this heading are having the same effect. We have specified color as maroon. Probably maroon it's not supported here. So let's make this as brown and check in case if the brown is available. Brown color is available over there. You can specify like this. So you want multiple selectors can be separated by a comma, or you can specify like this. So essentially, you have a particular paragraph either with the header tag or with the paragraph tag, and you specify those selectors and then give the specification. Now, such kind of selectors become what? The simple selectors. So that is the first one, simple selectors. Now we have got a second one, which is the class selector. So what I'll do is I'll show the example, then we'll go to the theoretical part. So here, class is equal to 1. We are going to give the name for this particular selector. Class is equal to say 2. For this one, what we do is class is equal to 3. So we have named those paragraphs. So those paragraphs are named over here. Instead of header, let me take this as a paragraph only. Why this? Now what we can do is, okay, let us have this header also. Comprehensively we can give. Just notice the changes which I am making here. So we have got header 1, header 2. Four texts. This, let us give it as heading 1. This as heading 2. This, let us make it paragraph 1. And then let us make this as paragraph 2. Okay. Let us run this, although we have not applied the style sheets as of now. See. Now, heading 1, heading 2. For all paragraphs, it is coming. Now we can customize this. How do we customize this? Now, for example, yeah, let heading 1, heading 2 have the same specifications. What we'll do is we'll have for paragraphs, we'll have separate specifications. How do we specify that one? Let us say like this: color let the first paragraph have color blue. Let the second paragraph have color red. And then font size also will vary a bit. Instead of 45, let us make this as 9. Column with this. With this. Now, if I run this as it is, you can see here both the paragraphs are having the red color. Which one? This particular paragraph. Now, you can see it is taking this particular the red color it is taking. For H1, H2, what is the output we are getting? The one which is in brown. Now, I want this paragraph in different color and then this paragraph in different color. So what we'll do is we'll run the same program in a different browser and check. Let's wait for the browser to load in. What happens here is, in this particular case, we want the header which is named as 1 should have a different output remains same both in Chrome as well as in this. So what we'll do is we'll change, let this be same for the time being. So we are naming this by the names of classes. H1 is having class 1, H2 is having class 1, paragraph is having class 2, paragraph is having class 3. So what we can do is here, now we want this particular paragraph which is named as 2, which is having a class which is named as 2, have this particular specification, and the paragraph which is named as 3, class is equal to 3, have this particular specification. So how we can do this? We can use the class names. So we'll say p dot specify this. This we use the dot for this p dot 3, p dot 2 and p dot 3. So this specifications are for the class with the name 2, and then these specifications are for the class with the name 3. Let us run this and check if the specifications apply. Now, as you can see, the specifications of paragraph 1 with class 1 are applied here, and then paragraph with class 2 are applied over here. So we use the class specification. Now, notice the changes which I'm going to make for the header. Now, let us make this as 4. 1, 2 are already used. This as 4. So for headers also, we can have different kinds of specifications. So let me make this as 1. Okay. And then let us have another header specification H2, and then specify with this, let us say color as yellow, and then font size as say 50. Should be colon and then specify this. And then what name we are supposed to give this as 4. So what will happen here is that there are 4 specifications now. Any class with name 1, see, you can see here the class with name 1 will be having this particular specification. The class with name 4 will be having this particular specification. The class with name 2 will be having this particular specification, and then the class with name 3 will be having the specification. So the colors we should get now in order is brown, yellow, blue, and then red. Font size 40, 50, 45, and then 9. So let us run this and check if the specifications take place. As you can see, brown, yellow, blue, and red. This is called as the class specification. Now, irrespective of now, suppose for example, you want the first header and then the first paragraph to have the same type of specifications. What I need to do here is let us have the same name. So this class should also header should also have the same class name. Paragraph should also have the same class name. But here, what we are giving is now if I give only h.1, it will apply only to the header. There will not be any change. We want the first and the third paragraph, the first header and the second first paragraph to have the same specification. So what we'll do is here in this case, changes which we're supposed to make is here. Let's remove this. Only dot one, and this is also not required because we have removed the tag. So what will happen? Any particular header, either it is a header or a paragraph, any particular tag which is having class 1 will be having this specification, and then any header with class specification as 4 will be having this specification of yellow and font size 50, and any tag which is having class specification as 3 will be having this. Now run this. What should be the output? If you can guess, this will be in brown and 40 pixels. So will be this paragraph, brown and 40 pixels. Now this will be in yellow color and font size 50, and this will be in red color with font size of 90. On this, yes, you can see here the paragraph. Both the paragraphs have taken this particular specification. However, there is change in the font size. Margin left will not apply for the tag. So change this to font size is equal to, let us make this as a bigger one. So save this as 100. Now you can see both. This is bold because this is the header. Obviously, this will be bold, but the font size remains paragraph. Understood? There's any doubts here? Class selector. Yes. Followed. Or should I give another example for this?
No, sir.
Everybody understood?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Aditi,
Yes, sir. Understood.
Bhargav,
Yes, sir.
Samira,
Yes, sir.
so this is class selector. Now, if you have understood this clearly, then you can easily get 5 marks. One example will be asked over there. You can easily get the 5 marks. So two types of selectors we have seen. The first one is the simple selector. Second one is the class selector. Now, generic selector also I have just shown you this example of this. Now, this becomes a generic selector. If you don't have any selector as a prefix, then that becomes a generic selector. Now, suppose I'll make this and this as also as 1, and then I'll remove this paragraph. So now what will happen? All the classes with the name 1, with this particular name, you can see header h1, paragraph class 1, paragraph class 1. All these will be having this specification, and the header h2 will be having this particular specification. That becomes a generic selector. As you can see, second, third, paragraph 1. Now, let us change this, reverse this, and then 4 and this. Now I'll just remove the clause. You can see H1 will not be having any style specification. H2 will be having this particular type of style specification. Both the paragraphs will be having this particular types of specifications. So, see, so this is the header one. Since we have not specified anything, this will take random color, and then this is yellow, and this is in the brown color. I hope you understood. Suppose if I give this as what? H2.4. This becomes the class selector. I simply give dot 1. This becomes the generic selector. Generic, as the name itself suggests, general. It applies to any class or any paragraph with the name 1. If I say specify like this, so this specifically applies to any paragraph with the name. Hope you understood this. Any doubts here?
No, sir.
No, sir, no doubts.
No, sir.
Then we'll proceed with the next one, which is called as the ID selector. And in next time, quickly I'll specify with this. We have, for example, let me type this. What I'll do is, instead of class, we can use the ID also. As you can see, there are 4 prominent selectors. One is style, one is ID, the other one is class, and the 4th one is the title. Those are called as the selectors. So you can specify like this. So instead of class, you can use ID also. However, in case if you use ID, couple of things will let us keep it as class, couple of things let us keep it as ID. Start with the only one value. Afterwards, we'll move to the other. So what we'll do is remove this, remove this. Now here in this particular case, we'll have ID as. Now what we are supposed to do is, for this paragraph, we need to apply some specification. For this paragraph, we need to apply some specifications. So whenever you give ID, you can just use prefix hash for this. That's prefix hash for this. Then what is the name of the ID? The name of the ID is 2. Paragraph 1 will be having this particular specification. Paragraph H1 will be having this specification of brown and 100. And then this particular thing will be having the specifications of yellow and size. And see here, this one brown and 100. This will be yellow and size 50. Change, we can reverse this also, make this as 2, make this as 1. So this will be reversed. The first one is yellow, the second one is the brown. This is, instead of class, you can use the ID also. This becomes the ID selector. And lastly, we have got one selector which is called as the universal selector. If you want entire content of the, say, your HTML page to have only one kind of selection, then you can see universal selector. You just simply can specify with the dot, whatever size specifications are there. Now those size specifications can be specified for the color is equal to green, and then whichever, whether it is H1, H2, now let us include the couple of more parameters that also you can specify with this. Let's make this as 2. Right. Let us make this as. Am I audible? Let us click. Yeah, because I just got a call, so I thought whether it is disconnected or not. Now, see here, what we have done is ID we have given class for this. Again, we have given class for this. Now, this becomes the universal selector, irrespective of any kind of these things. Now, the same specification is applied to all the paragraphs. Such kind of a selector is called as the universal selector. You can give ID, you can give class, or any kind of names. Okay, that will become the universal. Understood this? Any doubts here?
No, sir.
Okay, so that's what this is the generic selector. As you can see, sale and then you can give any name for this, not necessarily 1, 2. Any name can be given over there. Then you have got the ID selector, ID and then its value, and then you're supposed to prefix hash for that. Then universal selector, you're supposed to use the asterisk for this. And then for class selector, class is equal to and then the selector dot name of the class. In case if you don't use the selector, only dot and name of the class, it becomes the generic selector. Like this, what we have. So these are the 5 important selectors. So again, very important thing. Very likely questions in the examinations, both theory and the practicals. Definitely one question will come either in the 5 marks or in the 10 marks. Explain. Selector forms. Write a brief note on selector. So I hope you have understood this. In case if you have any doubts, please ask. By that time,
Sir, ID should be unique.
Yes. Yes, Jyotik.
Sir, the value of ID should be unique in every element.
It can be unique, it can be same also. See, here we have used. Now suppose now this ID is same, this ID is same. So it can be same also, it can be different also. If you want both the paragraphs to have same specification, then you can use the same ID. Otherwise, you can use the different ID. So you can see here, if the specification is same, it will have the same for both. Otherwise, it will have different. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Enter your attendance by that time. If anybody is having a doubt, please do ask. And henceforth, I will take class at 10:15. I think Monday we have a class at 11, and on all other days, I think we have a class at 10 o'clock, right? Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. So from tomorrow onwards, what I'll do is Monday, as usual, I'll take the class at 11 o'clock, and then this one, the other days, that's Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. I take the class at 10:15. So I'm not present here, informed.
Okay. Sir, any updates about reopening the college?
The reopening of the class, they are the government is planning to vaccinate all the students in the first week of July. So probably we'll send you a list. We'll send you one Excel sheet to fill in your details and give. And then the vaccination camp will be organized in the college itself. And then once everybody is vaccinated, then we have to send a report to the government, and After that, we can start with the offline classes. So in case
So
if
what about fifth sem results?
some results will be little bit late because after the lockdown, they have started the process of coding and decoding, and they are probably by next week the valuation will start. It may take around 1 week to 10 days, 15 days you can consider. So we can expect by 15th of July you may get your results.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, don't wait for the college to organize the vaccination. And definitely we will organize. Uh, but in case, meanwhile, if you get a chance in between, if you happen to get a chance, do get vaccinated.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I think those who government may not allow those who are not vaccinated. Probably we need to continue in the online mode only for those students. And those who are vaccinated, they can come for the offline classes. We have not yet clear, but that might be the case. So let us wait and watch. We'll inform you, we'll intimate you.
Okay, sir.
Fine, then see you in the next class tomorrow at 11.
Yes.